playing the soundtrack of our lives. You are listening to Musical Tapestry Radio. Hello, everyone. This is Brian N. Brooks, aka DJ High Praise. Thank you for joining me for another video with me talking about one of my playlists. As I stated before, that I love playing music. I love sharing my playlists with you, and I play them on my radio stations. I have two radio stations that I hope that you tune in and check out. Go to djhighpraise.com. The information is at the bottom of this video on YouTube in the comment section, and subscribe to my page. I will continue to do these playlists because I have so many of them, and I just love to share them with you. And I hope you tune in to hear the music. So this video is dedicated to the memory of my mother. I celebrate her heavenly birthday every year. She passed away in 2009, but my memory of her is joy and happiness. Every time I think of her, I think of her laugh. I think about her dancing and singing songs and just having a good time and enjoying life. So this playlist represents who she is and also the great memories that I have gathered over the years to enjoy music. She really introduced me to some great music, and this music played all the time in my childhood. And I thank God that I grew up in a time where music was great. They didn't have to worry about explicit lyrics and that sort of thing that we have to deal with today. But, you know, these songs are classics, and these artists set the stage for my taste in great music. So here we go. I'm going to share my screen with you. Here we go. So here we are. Here's the playlist. And this is Musical Tapestry Radio. And I call the playlist Happy Heavenly Birthday, Janice Genevieve Ellis, Mom. So, Mom, this one is for you. So let's go ahead and open the first one. So I have a greeting, of course, playing the soundtrack of our lives, and it's truly the soundtrack of my life, and also my brothers and sisters. Then we have a commercial, because I had to pay the bills. So this, this is nice to have. My mother's favorite artist of all time is Gloria Lynne. Gloria Lynne, her voice permeated our home, our hearts, our minds, and our souls. My mother played Gloria Lynne all the time, to a point when I was a teenager, I was like, oh, Lord, if I hear another Gloria Lynne song, I don't know what I'm going to do. But you know what? It planted a seed of great taste and listening to an awesome voice and beautiful songs. I love Gloria Lynne. And this song is entitled I Wish You Love, and it comes from an album entitled Gloria Lynne, The Greatest Hits. I hope you guys pick up a copy of this. You will love this song. And tune in to not to DJ High Praise Radio, for Musical Tapestry Radio. And you'll find Musical Tapestry Radio on live365.com and also through the Live 365 app and on my website, djhighpraise.com. Just go to the menu and look for Musical Tapestry Radio. I hope you enjoy it. So the next song, we have The Drifters. This Magic Moment. Oh, I love this song. The song itself is magic. It's magical. It really is. The voices, this group was awesome. This is another group that played all the time in our home. And I remember the first time hearing them on a 45. For those of you that don't know what a 45 is, it's vinyl. It's a small single disc that would play at 45 RPMs. And so it was just a beautiful song. When I found it on CD, it was actually gifted to my cousin's wife when my cousin passed away. This was in his collection. And I was so excited to see it. But this song, this Magic Moment, I think that it will just be magical for you. So you need to check it out, especially the younger generation. You guys need to hear some of this music that is a little bit different than what you probably listen to today. But you know what? These groups and these artists laid the foundation for today's R&B and even rap. So check out The Drifters. And the album is entitled The Drifters, All Time Greatest Hits. Next up, We had the Shirelles. My mother played the Shirelles all the time. In addition to her playing them, there was on our standard radio station at home was WDAS FM and AM. AM for gospel at the time, and FM for all other types of R&B and jazz and pop music. And so this song, Will You Love Me Tomorrow, is really, really a great song. And I was a string player when I was a child. So I love the strings that are featured in this song. The Shirelles were an incredible, they called them girl groups. They were a great group of ladies. And so you guys will love this. Check it out. Next up, we have one of my mother's favorite male singers, who was Jerry Butler. My mother loved Mr. Jerry Butler from Chicago. He originally started with a group called The Impressions, and then he became a solo artist a little bit later. But this song, For Your Precious Love, was her absolute favorite. She played this song almost every day. And I can't tell you how many times I've heard it. And so every time I hear it, I can almost feel my mother's presence and how much she loved this song and the voice of the great Jerry Butler. Next up, I have commercials. And this song, Walk On by the incredible Dionne Warwick. The album is entitled Make Way for Dionne Warwick. I grew up with this song. This song is a staple. I tell you what, if you've never heard it, you need to check it out. This is the original version of this song. I know that many other groups and singers have done covers of this song over the decades, but this is the original recording that was released in 1964. So check it out. Next up, we have one of the premier singers, the godfather of R&B and pop for black artists, black male artists, Mr. Sam Cooke. Sam Cooke, to me, is still unsung. He's still not as appreciated as he should be. This song, What a Wonderful World, I tell you, you will enjoy it. And it comes from an album entitled Portraits of a Legend, 1951 to 1964. These songs on this album are just incredible, and they're so crisp and clear since they released them digitally. You will love What a Wonderful World. I remember my mother used to sing this song all the time. I'm not going to spoil it for you. I would mention some of the lyrics, but you have to check it out for yourself. So check it out on my radio station. Go down and subscribe. Go down and like this video. Next up is the Queen of Soul. This song you just couldn't get away from. No way, no how. This is Respect by Aretha Franklin. And the album is entitled I Never Loved a Man the Way I Love You. This album played all the time. I remember when it was released. That's how old I am. And I remember how excited everybody was about this song and this album. This was a staple in our house. You need to check it out, young people, if you've never heard it before. Next up is the godfather of soul, Mr. James Brown. And this song, everybody sang, I Got You, I Feel Good. And it comes from an album entitled The Best of James Brown. James Brown is another artist that played every day in our house. To tell you the truth, I didn't start really listening to James Brown again until I was in my 40s. When about 45, 46 years old, because I had heard so much of James Brown when I was a child. I was like, I never want to hear this song again. But you know what? Again, it goes back. It takes me back to that time when uncles and aunts came over and they brought their new records and they made food, and we just had a good time. And I tell you the truth, that's where I got my DJ chops from. My mother used to hand me a stack of records and say, put these in order, stack them up, because back then vinyl record players had a stack that you could stack the records up and they would play in order as the record that was playing finished, the next one would drop down and it would play that one and the next one and the next one. So that's where I got my chops. They used to allow me to arrange the records to play. So that's a great memory. Again, listening to this song takes me back to that time. Next is a premier pioneer singer extraordinaire, the incredible Nancy Wilson. This song, Guess Who I Saw Today, is a staple. And my mother sang this song all the time. And when I was growing up, well, my brothers and sisters and I, my mother used to sing the song and tell us about it. We never had the record. So I had never heard the record until I became an adult. And when I became an adult, I fell in love with this version of the song by the incredible Nancy Wilson. Let's see what else we have. Next up is an artist that I wanted to be. I wanted to be Nat King Cole. His voice was so smooth and so clear, and he was had such grace and such class. I just loved Nat King Cole. And I have to tell you something, that my middle name is Nathaniel. I found out that when and this is back in the day before, before I had a social security number, because back in the day, we weren't born with social security cards until we became teenagers. So all of my brothers and sisters had middle names, and I didn't have one. And I kept saying, man, I want to have a middle name. So what am I going to do to get a middle name? I found out that Nat King Cole's birth name was Nathaniel Adam Coles with an S. And I said, Nathaniel, that's the name. I said, I kind of looked like him a little bit. I had a similar nose and my skin tone and everything, and I had hair back then. So I said that will be my middle name. I had to be about 11 or 12 years old. So when I went to get my social security card, I put down my name as Brian Nathaniel Brooks. And that name stuck with me, and I still have it to this day. And so every time I think about it, I think about Nat King Cole. And this song, Mona Lisa, is the song that really turned me on to Nat King Cole. It is a beautiful, beautiful song for those of you that may have never heard it. And it comes from this album entitled Unforgettable Love Songs. You will enjoy this song and fall in love with Nat King Cole all over again. Next up is a commercial. Then we have the great Mary Wells, who was one of the first solo female artists on Motown Records. And this song my mother played all the time. And plus, we heard it on the radio back then. And it's called My Guy. And My Guy was written by Smokey Robinson. And so I hope you enjoy it. And it comes from an album entitled Mary Wells, the Definitive Collection. And I hope that you pick up a copy or tune into Musical Tapestry Radio and you'll hear Mary Wells. I'm just saying. Next up is the song My Girl by The Temptations. The Temptations Gold is the name of the album that it comes from. These young men that you see in front of you are the original five of The Temptations. And this song, just like My Guy, My Girl, was also written by Smokey Robinson, for those of you that didn't know. So it's a staple. This is a foundation for great music. Next up are the Supremes. And we have the originals in front of us. We have Diana Ross, Florence Ballard, and Mary Wilson. And they're singing a song entitled I Hear a Symphony. I used to love, love, love this song when I was a kid. It was just beautiful. And just the orchestrations and their vocals, it was just great. And this album is entitled The Supremes Playlist Plus, and I hope you guys check it out. It sounds really great since they digitized it. I'm just saying. Next up is the incredible Stevie Wonder, My Sharia Moore. My Sharia Moore is a classic. I don't know what else to say. And it comes from this album entitled Stevie Wonder, The Definitive Collection. You will love, love, love. And some of you younger people that may have never heard My Sharia Moore, you will love this song. Stevie Wonder is superb in everything that he does, and especially in this song. This song is a classic. You need to check it out. Next up is a song that my mother just loved, and every time this song came on the radio, she would just start dancing and start singing along with the song. And it's by Fontella Bass, and the song is entitled "Rescue Me," and it comes from the album entitled "The New Look." And one of the things I've learned recently is that one of the backup group that sang background for the song for this recording are the Gems. And the Gems are out of Chicago. And one of my favorite singers of all time was a teenager singing with that group. And that was Minnie Riperton. If you listen closely to the backup singers, you can hear Minnie Riperton's powerful voice singing the background in this song. And I was just really excited to learn that before Loving You, before Memory Lane, before Here We Go, all those songs that those of us that are Minnie Riperton fans love, even before Come to My Garden, this song, Minnie Riperton's voice is prominently featured. So you need to check it out. Again, subscribe, like this video, and check out Musical Tapestry Radio. Let's see what else we have. Commercials to pay the bills. Then we have a group of young men that again set the standard for male singers, and especially Ronald Isley, who is the lead singer of the Isley Brothers. This album, Brother, 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 reminds me of just great times going out in the summer, having how can I say this? Having, playing in the water plug, in the fire hydrant for those of us that don't for those of you that don't know what a water plug is. So, this song, Put a Little Love in Your Heart by the Isley Brothers from the Brother, Brother, Brother album. I tell you, it's a classic. And it was so uplifting. It was almost gospel, but you guys need to check it out. If you've never heard this song, you need to check it out. And I guarantee you that you will love it. What else do we have here? Gladys Knight and the Pips. This album, Imagination, is a classic. This album played every day in our house. And this song, Best Thing That Ever Happened to Me, it's almost gospel. It is so beautiful. I mean, you just need to check it out. Plus, you need to purchase a copy of this album. You need to have this album in your collection. For those that love music, I don't care how old you are, I don't care what your background is. Gladys Knight and the Pips, Imagination is a classic album. You need to have it. Let's see. I Can See Clearly Now by Johnny Nash. You're talking about an uplifting song, an inspiring song after a hard day. And I know that I was a kid after a hard day of playing outside, dealing with other kids, going to school, having to do homework. When you heard this song, I Can See It Clearly Now, the rain is gone. It uplifted your heart. It really set a great standard for our household, and it sets a great mood. For those of you that have never heard Johnny Nash, you will love him. And this song particularly, which was a Grammy Award winning song, which you just need to check out. I don't know what else to say. This song, in my opinion, Mavis Staples, from her self-entitled album Mavis Staples, and the song is entitled A House Is Not a Home. This is the best version of A House Is Not a Home that has never been recorded. Now, I'm going to start a fight with some people because they believe that Luther Vandross was the originator of the song. He was not the originator of the song. The originator of the song was written by Burt Bacharach, and it was originally recorded by Dionne Warwick. Then in 1969, Mavis Staples did a version that blew our minds. The orchestrations and her vocals are just legendary. Luther came out with a version of it in the 1980s. So those of you that are a little bit younger, you remember his version more so than Mavis Staples. But in my opinion, and my brother and I, my older brother, Eric Brooks, he and I talked about it and we agree this is the best version of A House Is Not a Home. And for those of you that are even younger, Ruben Studdard, who was the winner of American Idol, he recorded a version as a dedication to Luther Vandross. But again, this is the best version ever. You need to check it out. Look at the bottom of this screen in the details, in the description of this video, and check out the date and the time that this playlist will be playing. And you need to check it out and listen for yourself. And make sure you listen to the song. Listen to the music, listen to her vocals, listen to the orchestration. Not just your feelings are being entertained, but listen to the structure. Listen to the craftsmanship of this song. For those of you that are musicians and singers, you know what I mean. And so this is excellence personified. So this is the last song on this playlist. I thank you for stopping by. I want to show you where my radio stations are. They are online. Here's my website, djhighpraise.com. If you look at my welcome statement, DJ High Praise Radio is highlighted. Musical Tapestry Radio is highlighted, which this playlist that we talked about during this video will be played on, and the date and time will be provided in the description below. And I have a podcast entitled Joycast with DJ High Praise. Next up here, I'm showing you what's happening on my radio station. This is DJ High Praise Radio. This is what is currently playing. It's playing Gwen Carter, Somebody Bigger, which is a great 12-inch single that I love. And then, well, it just changed. So now it's playing the Clark Sisters, Time Out, Detroit mix. And this is at this time we're playing 12-inch singles that I've collected over years that cannot be bought. So you need to check it out. So we featured Philip Bailey, thank you, extended version. We had Vanessa Bell Armstrong, Pressing On, extended remix, Gwen Carter, Somebody Bigger. So you need to check it out. And let's look at Musical Tapestry Radio. What are we playing? I'm playing a playlist that I call Great Voices. And so on this playlist, we've heard Minnie Riperton, Memory Lane, Stevie Wonder, Send One Your Love, Denise Williams, My Melody. And right now, Earth, Wind, and Fire is performing I'll Write a Song for You, which is one of the most beautiful songs I had ever heard. This is one of my favorite songs of all time. From the orchestrations to Philip Bailey's lead vocals, Earth, Wind, and Fire's signature sound. I tell you, you guys, you will love it. So thanks again for stepping in. And again, this playlist that I featured is dedicated to the memory of my mother, Janice Genevieve Ellis. And Mom, this one is for you. I hope that everybody tunes in and joins with me in celebrating her life and the legacy that she left. And so until next time, listen, be a blessing to someone. Reach out your hand and give somebody some help. Be kind. Be kind to each other. In this crazy world that we live in, we need more and more love. We need more and more kindness. Until next time, this is Brian N. Brooks, aka DJ High Praise. Thank you so much for stopping by. Playing the soundtrack of our lives, you are listening to Musical Tapestry Radio.